Everyone, it's Donna at Green Earth Travel. How are you? We got our special return guest, my favorite guest, of course, Dustin Harder from the Vegan Roadie.
Hello.
And he is here to talk about season 2, which I started to watch today, and I'm really excited about. I actually saw all the shows today, so all the ones that are out just yet anyway. So I'm really excited to talk to you about it.
Great.
I want to just tell you guys something. We had 2 things going on today. We had, or this week, I had a 19-year anniversary of Green Earth Travel. And for those who don't know who I am, I own and operate a vegan travel agency. And for those who don't know what a travel agency is, because you're too damn young, we are not the elevator man. We actually help. We actually help people customize trips. We book their tours and air and hotels and everything. The twist is we make sure that you have good food and don't starve to death. And we've been in business now this month, 19 years. So next year, next year, we're going to have
20 years.
Big event.
Congratulations on 19.
Yeah, 19 years, and maybe you and I will talk about doing a special recording of some sort of a 20-year anniversary, you know? And I turned the big 6-0 this.
What?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even guessed. Well, happy birthday. I mean, happy birthday is what I mean. You look amazing.
So, it's that vegan diet, right?
That vegan diet.
Gets rid of all the
happy birthday to you.
Yeah, so we had a lot. Yeah, it's a big week, you know, no matter how I look at it. Every year it's a big week. It's an anniversary. It's a birthday. It's whatever. Yeah. So.
Did you have a good birthday?
I did. I went to the vegetable garden. Right. And which you know is the oldest vegan restaurant in the DC area.
Right.
They now carry vegan treats. Yes. So I was able to get Death by Chocolate.
Yes.
Death by Chocolate. And I made my parents and my sisters eat a vegan dinner.
Perfect.
Which they would never do.
Did they like it?
Right. They would never do that. Yeah, we've all been there before.
Right. Okay.
You know, my wish was
safe.
Yeah, it was safe. I knew, you know, my father makes faces at everything, but he ate it. And my mother doesn't eat anything because she just doesn't eat anything. But yeah, 86 and everything is too spicy or there's seed or there's, you know, but she likes it. And, you know, we know them. I wanted to go Farewell restaurant that Doran Peterson, but it would have been too hard for us to go all the way downtown DC with my 86.
Have you been there yet?
So I haven't. I was going to go last night, but that kind of panned out. But I did go to Hip City Veg.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, I don't like tempeh. I'm not a big tempeh person. And they had, well, first off, I'll back up by saying, I don't know if you've ever seen my Facebook pages. I have an owl that lives in my backyard. Oh, cool. And because my last name is Zeichfinger, they've all nicknamed him Ziggy. Okay. So this is kind of off topic, but when I went to the restaurant yesterday, first thing I saw was the Ziggy burger. And I thought, that's it. That's what I want. Because I didn't know what I wanted, right? That was it. That was like a sign.
Did you get a shake from there? The shakes are delicious.
I didn't have the shake. I had a cupcake instead. I kind of wish I had the shake.
That's fine. You can go back and have the shake another time.
Oh, yeah. It's not a hard place to go. In fact, my neighbor wants to go back there with me. But that Ziggy burger is funny because I went with a friend of mine who got the portobello mushroom sub, I think it was. And she said, do you want to share this? And I said, no, because I want my burger. I don't want I liked it that much. I was not willing to give that up in place for something else.
I love sharing food, but there's some times when I just want to have my meal to myself, and I don't want it to be a table full of food where we're all sharing stuff. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I have my moments where I'm like, no, I really want this, and I want just this.
I just wanted that. That's exact. She was laughing. She's like, "Oh, I guess you like it." I'm like, "Hell yes, hell to the yes." Yeah, and I don't like tempeh, so go figure. I'm usually a soy burger.
Is it like a block of tempeh, or is it a tempeh mixture with like tempeh mixed in with different stuff?
It must be a tempeh mixture. Okay. And then they had a sriracha sauce and their sweet potato fries. Oh my God.
Yes.
Have you been there yet?
I've been to the one in Philly.
Have you been to? Okay.
Yeah, delicious. I love it.
So it's good. It's all really
so
good.
Tasty, so convenient. It's delicious.
And they're looking to expand,
which is great.
I did talk to them. They need one in Bethesda.
How many do they have in Philly? Did they just the one, or do they have a couple there? Just the one.
No, just one. They just have 2 restaurants, one in DC and one in Philly.
Okay.
So it'd be great if they could expand the DC market and go out into the suburbs. We need it. We need it in the suburbs, really.
Where is it located in DC right now?
It's in Chinatown.
Okay.
It's a little difficult, but and it was packed, which was nice because Native Foods. When I went to Native Foods, it was never packed there. The food was.
Is the Native Foods? Did it close in DC, or is it still open?
They did. No, they closed. They closed all their restaurants in DC.
I just went to Colorado. I was speaking at the Colorado Veg Fest, and I rolled into Denver, and I was like, I'm going to go to Native Foods, and I went to the one we filmed at, and they were closed. I ended up going to the one in Glendale. They still have some open around there, but not the one that I filmed at originally in the downtown area, unfortunately. It was sad.
I don't like to diss vegan restaurants because I like to support them as much as I can. I thought their setup was really nice. The one that we went to was in the suburbs, but it was kind of in a strip mall. It wasn't great. The service was okay.
Sure.
And I don't know if you follow Miyoko on Facebook or not, but she just went to a restaurant named Nameless and said, if you don't have, she went to this restaurant and the girl was reading her cell phone. And, instead of taking care of people.
I won't say anything bad about a restaurant and their food, but if you give me bad service, I'll be the first one to rat you out on it. As someone who waited tables for many, many years as a struggling actor, I cannot tolerate terrible service. It makes me angry. Even if you give me just the bare minimum to get by, if you're just kind and make sure you get everything, knowledgeable somewhat. I don't need you to be, all over my table or anything, but when you're just dropping the ball constantly, then I will say something on social media about it.
Right. And that's what I liked about Hip City. I just really connected with the woman behind the counter, and she was awesome. She came over and delivered everything to us. She knew it was my birthday. She was singing happy birthday. She just, she was great. It was great, and making sure that everything, and that's not even a full service place, that's just a counter place. So to me, it is key. And I obviously, if you're going to, do something to Miyoko, you really want.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Of course. I worry about, in the vegan food world, sort of off topic, sort of not really, but it's these places that want to grow, and of course we want them to grow because we want there to be that expansion and we want there to be food available to people that is fast and efficient and also vegan and tasty. But as they start to grow, sometimes the quality of service starts to diminish a little bit because you're creating such a, corporate situation.
Right.
It'd be great if they can sort of hold on to their service values and quality standards as they move forward and onward and upward.
Right. There is one more place before we get started that I went to that I don't know if you've heard about them. It's not a vegan place. It's mostly vegetarian. It's called Beefsteak. You ever heard of it? It's kind of a chain in the DC area.
Okay.
Beefsteak meaning the beefsteak tomato. Not
and is it fast and casual, or is it sit down?
Well, the one I went to is at an eatery. Okay, but they have a sit-down restaurant.
Okay.
All right, I haven't been to the sit-down restaurant. I went to the eatery, and I have to say that they had the most fantabulous beefsteak burger, which didn't have, right? So it had a beefsteak tomato and all the topping, and it had the just mayo and all this other stuff. And it was great, and it was at an eatery. So it was very easy to get to.
Right.
And I really enjoyed that. So anyway, let's talk about you.
I got nothing to say. No, what do you want to know?
So I see that you're doing things a little differently this year. You're doing like 2 and 3 part series of a city. Is that right?
For each city, there's 4 parts to it. So basically the idea behind that is after the 4 parts are released, if you want to watch them in a row, you have a full TV episode. If you want to watch them weekly as they come out, then you've got small little bite-sized episodes you can watch and keep up with as they come out. So it's up to the viewer how they want to watch it. Or if people, who discover it down the line, they're like, oh my gosh, I want to, binge watch all of Seattle one day and then San Antonio the next day or whatever, you can watch either a 22-minute episode or you can watch, little 4 to 5 minute episodes, whatever works best for you.
So I was watching Seattle. I saw Seattle. It looks great. One of these days I'll get back there. And how many restaurants did you see in Seattle?
9. We went to 9. And it's so funny because we did 9 and people are still like, well, did you go to? And I'm like, guys, we would love to go to every place in every city, but there's absolutely that was a lot for us as it was. We filmed that in 5 days. Which was a long time for us to be in a city. Most cities we spent 2 to 3 days in. But Seattle was it was almost like a second home to me during production for this because of Field Roast being there and just I've always loved Seattle so much. So it was kind of like it's where we started the tour and then we went back around, went to Vancouver and ended the tour back in Seattle. So, it was just a special place to begin with. So I kind of wanted to give them as much coverage as I could as it was just because they have a special place in my heart over there. 9 places we went to in Seattle.
That's a lot of eating. You must have to. Do you go and work out 3 hours a day just to?
When I'm on the road, I can't. I could work out. You can't say you can't. I could clearly get my butt out of bed and work out, but more often than not, I was filming all day and then doing voiceovers and writing more stuff and scheduling everything so I wouldn't get to the gym. I'm getting back in the habit now. I've been back in the gym for the last 2 weeks. I've got to work on. I'm probably working on losing about at least 10 pounds that I gained while I was out on the road. I think, but that's all. That's all by choice. I knew I was going for 3 months, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about it. And I'm going to eat what I want. And I'm going to enjoy it. And I love food. I love food. And we would go to these bakeries where they would give us this, a box of pastries to take on the drive with us. So, of course, Drew, the cameraman for season 2, we would be like, we can't eat all these. And then we'd take them. And then, sure enough, by the time we got to the next city, that box of pastries would be gone. So, it was just amazing. But I definitely working on losing a few of the season 2 pounds right now.
Yeah. So, and then I saw San Antonio. I just kind of briefly watched it.
We've got the first parts of that out right now. A great restaurant called Veggeria. And then the next week is Senior Veggie and a play. No, next week is Earth Burger and Green Vegetarian. Earth Burger is a great fast food place in San Antonio.
San Antonio is supposed to be a really hip, people talk about Austin, but I remember from years ago that San Antonio was a very progressive, very. Yeah.
It's great. It's so funny. Someone posted on my, this first episode, the first part of the episode that's out and said, oh, I wish this had come out last week. I was there and I couldn't find anything to eat that's vegan in San Antonio. And I'm like, I've never had I've been there probably 3 times in the last 4 years. And I've, each time I've gone, there's kind of a new place. But I think we covered 5 places in the episode. 5 places or 4? 4 places, I think. 5? 4? 5. Anyway, point is there was at least a handful of places to eat at in San Antonio that are actually really, really delicious food too. So it was great. Right.
And so the next so you've got how many shows on San Antonio?
There'll be 3 more bite-sized episodes in San Antonio to complete the full episode.
And so is that to stretch it out, like it comes out or does it come out every week and then you just have the bite size? Is that what
Comes out every Thursday with the smaller parts of the big episode. And that was just more to create people on YouTube tend to click more if it's only 4 or 5 minutes long. So that was just to create smaller videos that were more digestible for people, and they can kind of pick and choose what they want to watch, as opposed to, clicking on an episode. Seattle definitely, 9 places. That was hard to even narrow that down to one long 20-minute episode. So be able to chop those 9 places up into, 4 sections was a lot easier for us and more digestible for the audience.
I just realized I'm going to put people on Periscope right now. So if we can get some more people to watch, I think I can put you on Periscope. Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Let's see. How do I do this? Okay. Vegan Roadie. It's kind of, there is a way to put it on Facebook Live, but I haven't figured that out yet. So, okay. So here we are. This is Donna and Dustin. You can see me kind of, anyway, we're doing a Periscope /Blab for those who haven't joined us on Blab. We're kind of midway through the Blab. Hi, Zip Man. How are you? Come join us on Periscope and chat with us. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're just talking about Austin. Not Austin. Austin, Texas was last time. See, I'm getting more people here. I should have done this in the beginning. Maybe we can start over. So we were talking about Seattle, Washington, and can you guys see me okay? Is that too dark in the screen there? No, like crickets here? Crickets, nothing? You can see Dustin. Let me see. Maybe we can do this. This looks a little bit better. It looks fine. Okay, thanks, Zip Man. So we were talking about, Dustin was talking about his new series with season 2. And it's pretty dark. I know. I'm trying to figure out how to get it any lighter than it is. Let me see. Can I put if I do this, I need like a,
you need a lighting rig. You need to get rigged up.
I know. I need to talk to you about that too. So we were talking about season 2 of the Vegan Roadie, which is on YouTube. Do you want to type it in? Whoops, I just lost my earring. Do you want to type it into the screen there, Dustin? It's the website or the YouTube channel.
Oh, I'll look up the YouTube channel and put that up.
So veganroadie.com is the website. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel. Yes. And actually, what's that?
I said, yes, please subscribe. Episode's playing. There we go.
Oh,
I said, yes, please subscribe.
Please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Which is right
and watch
there.
There we go. So youtube.com/channel. Oh, you'll have to do a screenshot. Love you guys. Kathy said she loves you guys. Well, maybe she means me. I don't know. But I think she means you.
Either way, we thank them. We'll accept the love.
We'll accept the love. So, I wanted to get more people on the Blab. You guys can go to blab.im/. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. It was a big birthday. We were just talking about it. Not only was it a big birthday, but it was a big anniversary. So 19 years of Green Earth travel. But I know, right? But I've actually been in the travel business for over 30 years.
Amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, so back to San Antonio. So were there a favorite?
Oh, I love, there is a woman there named Rebel Mariposa there that has a place called La Botanica, and it is just a place that really embraces community, and it's a safe place for the LGBTQ community, and it's just it's just a really, she has events there all the time. She's got bands play, she has movies, she has a bar outdoors. She's got this great little menu that's just very focused and has some delicious bites on it. So she's doing a lot of great things. There's a place called Senior Veggie that has some of the best nachos I've ever had. I did 2 nachos or 3 nachos in this episode. I don't know, but after I did this episode, I was like, no more nachos this season. I remember I went somewhere in Minneapolis and they were like, well, we're going to do our nachos. And I was like, I'm not doing any more nachos this season, because the fact is, nothing can top those nachos that I had in San Antonio. They're in San Antonio. Like, it's just ridiculous. So Senior Veggie had amazing nachos, and Viva Vegeria, the episode that's up right now, has outstanding nachos and some crazy tacos that were delicious. It's just all that sort of like Tex-Mex food. So tasty when you get it down there.
So after San Antonio, what's coming next? Is it DC?
No, next episode will be, we have a few before DC. New Orleans will be next. Went to some great places in New Orleans. Everyone's always kind of surprised that there's places in New Orleans to go to, and we really covered quite a few. There's a crepe cart that actually just opened a storefront that has some gluten-free vegan crepes. There's this bakery called Breads on Oak that has some outstanding pastries, just run by a husband and wife team who really know the craft of baking and really are invested in what they do and in a compassionate manner. And you can tell like everyone loved working there. It was just one of those places. Another place called Carmo that has this sandwich called the Rico that I love. So lots of great places in New Orleans. So hopefully people enjoy seeing that there are actually places to eat in New Orleans. A great place called Sneaky Pickle. After that's Atlanta, and then Asheville. Yeah, it's called
Sneaky Pickle.
Sneaky Pickle, yeah, and it's this run out of this little, it looks like a little old house basically, and it has some of the tastiest food I've ever had. So good. We did a hot dog shack place called Dat Dog. They've got a few locations in New Orleans and surrounding. They've got vegan options available. So I mean, just lots of stuff available there, for sure.
First off, my sister went to Tulane and or Sophie Newcomb actually, and back in the 70s. And, yeah, and I just remember when I first became vegan, there was like nothing there. There was like one restaurant back in the 80s. That was it. That was it. It was one of these like god awful places for vegans, to go on vacation. And it's such a great vacation place. So I'm really happy to know there was something called like the Dirty Dog or something dog. That was it.
Oh, back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
That was the one. Yeah. There's even a place down if you go to the bars, and there's a bar called 13 that's got a bunch of vegan options on their menu. So I mean, people are really kind of stepping it up and creating things so there's stuff for everyone, which is really, especially like you said, in a destination like that where a lot of people go to. It's really nice to have.
Yeah. So New Orleans is next, and then after New Orleans, you're doing
Atlanta.
Hotlanta.
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
Atlanta, and then to Asheville, and then we'll get to the DC episode after that. So it's going to be quite a while before that comes out. And I'm even then after
last.
What's that?
Saving the best for last.
Well, I mean, we still have DC falls like mid-season, because then we've got what do we have? Minneapolis, Kansas City, Salt Lake City, Portland, and then Vancouver will end it out. So I mean, I feel like I'm missing one. I'm not missing one. That's it. That's right. So I mean, Minneapolis. Minneapolis is in there. I don't know if I said that because we had to go to Herb River's Butcher.
Is that where the vegan butcher is?
Yeah. That's the reason we scheduled it this year. It wasn't initially on the schedule, and then we ended up we took something off and ended up putting that on. So we could hit up Herb River's Butcher. They were awesome. We had a blast there, and it's delicious. It's as good as everyone says it is. So
how did your cameraman do this year? The non-vegan that he is? Yeah? Is he heading
he had a great time. Is he what?
Is he heading in that direction yet?
I don't know. No? I know that he got home and he made some like field roast for his girlfriend. She texted me like a week later and was like, Drew just went to the store and got this field roast burger and cheese, and it was amazing. So, I mean, he went and did that. So I'm sure he's incorporating some more stuff in on the daily. It seems like, anyways.
You know, I mean, I love it. I love that he's trying all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
You know,
for sure. And he loves it. And the best part is I can really trust his opinion, because it's like, it's the same for you. Like, I know we just want to, we want these restaurants to thrive and survive and do well. So like sometimes I haven't had anything truly terrible, but I know, things are better than other things and stuff like that. But sometimes I'm just so happy to have a vegan meal that it doesn't matter if it's subpar sometimes, I'm just so happy to have it.
First 30 years of my vegan life.
And Drew would be like, no, this is not good. And then I'd take a minute and I'd be like, oh, I can see where you're coming from. But for me, I'm still like, no, this is delicious. It's vegan and it's great. It's just it's getting over. It's almost like that difference between two, whole plant-based foods and vegan food and oils and sugars and all that. I mean, there are things that make food addictive and tasty and other things that make food wholesome and nutritious. So, I mean, it's those difference in vegan restaurants that you find,
Right. No, it used to be like, I didn't care. It was vegan. I didn't care,
Yeah. Absolutely.
And food, and now it's like, it's great food. I mean, it's amazing what even 10 years has done,
insane.
To vegan food.
Well, I've been vegan 7 years, and it's leaps and bounds, I feel like, from when I started 7 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, I go to San Antonio or wherever places I've been, there's always a new place opening up, which is great to see.
Yes. And imagine, yes, and Yaya said, and imagine in 10 more years what it's
yes.
I mean, that's crazy stuff. So,
great.
When I went vegan 30 years ago, it was like you had to make your own soy milk, which
right.
Or it was powdered soy milk.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons why I, to this day, will only drink soy milk with my cereal. I don't drink it. I eat it with my cereal because it was that bad.
Yeah.
Now you have hemp milk, you have almond milk, you have rice milk.
Yes.
And there's a new, I think it's called Organics. I know she's making this the crazy face. It's a company called Organics. Now, people say that almond milk is just made out of mostly water, but this almond milk has more protein in it than milk. It has 10 grams of protein. So it's really, really changing a lot, and it's not bad. It tastes pretty good, actually. Just light. You can either get the vanilla flavored, no sweetened, or you can get lightly sweetened. And and they're coming out with a pea protein, which is even going to be higher in protein. I mean, I think the average protein in milk is 8 or 10. Maybe somebody can tell me on here.
No, you're right. I know the soy milk that I have, it's 8. So I know that milk's that.
Right. And milk is about that or a little bit more, but this has the almond milk, which never has protein. I don't know if they're enhancing it somehow, but it's got 11 grams of protein in it. So it's my favorite new company. I think it's called before we go, I can run into the kitchen and get it for you guys so you can see it. So we got 15 people on Periscope, but nobody here. Nobody's on Blab. Hopefully they're gonna record. They'll send me the recording because last week they didn't send me the recording. If you guys go into blab.im/vegan travel, you can see last week's. It was with the Stanford Inn, the guy, the nutritionist who runs the Stanford Inn. It was a great chat. We're talking about maybe, and this is just in the works, I've been talking with Dustin, maybe in the fall, doing a new platform. It's a platform called Fire Talk, and it's firetalk.com. And I have a channel there, and we're talking about doing a vegan travel panel. Can you send me a 1 if you're interested? It would be in the fall. Probably in the late fall after I do all my travel, because I'm going to be doing a lot of travel this fall. Send me a 1 if you guys. I got people that dropped off after I asked that. Or send me a hearts, if you can heart. If you're interested in watching like a weekly or bi-weekly vegan travel show with different members of the vegan travel community, like vegan travel bloggers. But what my thought is, you guys, is to have a one heart. Somebody from maybe the airlines, somebody maybe that runs a vegan hotel, somebody that maybe runs a vegan cruise. We've got somebody, because there is a woman that runs a vegan cruise, which I also do that too, but she does the group thing, so she's a lot bigger. And then we could have somebody like Dustin. He could be one of the hosts, the guests, the host people. And he can talk about all his, how he gets around and how he eats. We could have, there's a lot of people I'm connected with in the vegan travel community, some vegan travel bloggers, just have like a group of 3 people every week and talk about different topics. So if you can send me a 1 or a thumbs up or a heart, let me know if you're interested. I guess not. Well, so does anybody have questions for Dustin at all? I'm sorry that we did this midway. I didn't think about going on to Periscope. Oh, we did get 1 heart. I should have put this on because we're coming up to the half an hour mark now. But I want you guys to go to his website and which is theveganroadie.com. Oh, you sent me a 1. Thanks, Dustin. Theveganroadie.com and his YouTube channel. I think you're going to have to search it because it's a lot of. I don't know.
The Vegan Roadie YouTube channel.
There we go. You can do a screenshot of that. Okay, and I obviously Green Earth Travel is greenearthtravel.com. We have some really awesome trips coming up too. By the way, you guys, we've got like 4 or 5 new trips coming up this year. We've got one to Dominican Republic in March. Yes, and if you you can Google Natura Cabañas. There, it's not a vegan place, but the chef is vegetarian, and he's going to do a whole vegan menu for us. That'll be in mid to, I think it's 3rd week in March is when we're doing it. We've got the Amalfi Coast again. This will be our 4th year of doing the Amalfi Coast in Italy. We have Peru in May. And with Veggie, it's not Veggie Ventures, Veggie Peru. And we're also doing Puerto Rico in February. We're hoping that'll coincide with Puerto Rico just started doing, and you need to go there. You need to get you over there. They're going to be doing their 2nd annual Veggie Pride, I think it is, or Veggie.
Cool. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, they did one last year. So you should go check it out. I think that's, one for the books for you.
For sure.
And I know it's so dark back here, but it's really not. It's really light in here. So we got a lot of really cool things. And then Amalfi Coast again in June. And then we are in the works, but I'm not going to say that it's a done deal yet. But Mark Renfield, Def, is looking into doing a vegan trip with us. And that will be in the fall of 2017. Oh my God, 2017. And Juliana Hever and Dr. Joel Kahn are going to be doing a retreat in Italy. So a lot of really cool things. And then, if none of these fit and they're not in your price range, for whatever reason, you can call me. I will put something together for you and make sure it's your dream trip. Right? So, so anyway, unless people have any other questions, Dustin, do you have any last words for us about what's going on?
Just
and what
subscribe to the Vegan Roadie YouTube channel so you can get updates every Thursday on brand new videos coming out, so you can see what we're up to. Brand new stuff coming all the time. We're in post-production constantly for all this stuff we just filmed for 3 months. So it'll be 44 weeks of content when all is said and done. So we've got stuff coming out every Thursday. So please subscribe to the Vegan Roadie YouTube channel.
And what time on Thursdays? Is there a certain time that it comes out?
Usually between 10 and 12 in the morning Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to be it. And I'm going to probably see you guys this weekend. I got some stuff going on. There's some protests and rallies, which I'll tell you about later. So I'm going to say goodbye to Periscope first. Bye, guys. It was great seeing you and great chatting with you. Okay. And I'm gonna pause this recording. Okay. And good night to all my blabbers and replay watchers.